Today I'm talking about our first decan of Virgo. And Virgo is represented in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck as the Hermit. An interesting choice because we may have chosen a maiden, a feminine figure to represent our Virgin in the skies. And yet here we see a hermit upon virgin white snow, talking then about a level of purity. Our our Virgo here as a hermit is analytical, and a level of perfection is being gained, but it's within the self. There's a level of self-cultivation going on here with our hermit. So the ability to separate the wheat for the chaff from the chaff is an important kind of phrase here, I think, because Virgo, at this time of year, we are in the bountiful harvest season. Fruits are ripening and we have grain golden in the fields. And this ability to separate the wheat from the chaff is something we see here as an internal level of discernment going on. And so, where is this, the Virgoan energy, being used for self actualization? And we can see negative traits of Virgo as that anxiety, that need for self correction, the self criticism, self perfectionism. But here being expressed as simply revealing what can be cultivated. Not about becoming perfect, but becoming an instrument of something greater through refinement. And we have in this decan, the first decan of Virgo, is represented as the sun. It's known as the sun in Virgo. So what does the sun bring to our Virgo energy? It brings warmth, it brings radiance, and it brings, as we see in the lamp here, illumination. The idea of the sovereign will. This is external force, this is creative force being brought, illuminating the path perhaps for our hermit. And when we put the two together, the pit card or the minor arcana that we see representing this first decan of Virgo is the Eight of Pentacles. And we see a very practical, disciplined, discerning work craftsman here who is diligently working and learning through repetition. He's also recognized with this idea of separating the wheat for the from the chaff, what's working and what's not working, and what also needs to be corrected. So this is the level of, this is a kind of energy that the mind, the brilliant mind of Virgo is offering us at this time. So if the sun is able to provide a sense of purpose and individuation, then our Virgo aspect suggests that it gives that solar consciousness a purpose and a very specific task. Become excellent at something. We see here this apprentice sitting with that perseverance, the ability to discern. There is a level of service, there's a level of repetition and correction and self-discipline. We have the beginning of the myth that we see in our umbrella myth of Virgo, which is the Heracles' 11th labor to find and bring back the 3 golden apples of the Hesperides. And the important thing about this is we know that Heracles has brute force, he has strength, but these apples have been hidden from eyes for a long time. To begin his journey, to begin his task, he first has to understand what it is that he does not know. And we have here this quest for wisdom. He needs to learn what it is that he needs to learn. And he, at the beginning of this myth, has to find out where these apples are. And through his discoveries and by meeting with the old man of the seas and later Prometheus, he gains wisdom. You can see these perhaps in whatever form they are as mentors. And they're giving him not just the wisdom, but also the expertise as how to deal with the situation that he's going to be dealing with. He gets ideas, he uses his cunning analytical skills in order to win the day. And so we're right at the beginning here of that myth with Heracles developing and cultivating that inner wisdom so that he may then be worthy of the task at hand. So know the task, know yourself, acquire the skills and make yourself worthy of the task. The hermit is looking for something hidden and concealed. The Eight of Pentacles teaches him how to find it and become capable of finding it. And that leads me on to the myth that I want to use to describe in full this decan. And I'm using the whole of the Virgo constellation here. And Astraea is the Greek figure who's associated with Virgo in our night sky. And it's said that she was one of the last of the golden age, the last to depart this earth. And it's said that she finally gave up. The golden age had once been a time of everything thriving. There was balance, there was harmony, it was sacred, there was grace and purity. And we saw the golden age decline. We moved down through the silver age to the bronze age, to the iron age. And when we finally got to this level, Astraea found she could no longer be here of this earth, and she chose instead to leave, and she became our immortalized goddess in the skies. And so this can be the shadow side of Virgo. She leaves and retreats, the perfectionist who withdraws when reality doesn't meet with the ideal. And we see Astraea here embodying the pain of seeing that gap between the ideal and the actual. And yet, there is hope here because Astraea is there as a visible reminder. She's in the night skies, that constellation of Virgo, to remind us that there was a golden age. If it was there, we can attain it again. And so here we see that idea of where can we draw heaven down into matter? Where can we bring heaven back into matter? And each and every one of us needs to embody this principle and have this level and develop and cultivate this level of inner wisdom, inner purity that we see the hermit exercising here, the white, clear, pure snow, shining that inner light, inner perfection, bringing heaven down to earth, an incredibly powerful idea that we can develop and re-bring the golden age to this earth if we can but master ourselves. Have a wonderful day.